Good Wednesday evening. We're halfway through the work week. Welcome to Spicer & Company. I'm Sean Spicer.
And I'm Lindsay Keith.
You know, we've got some breaking news tonight. All Trump appointees, including myself, have been kicked off the boards at the United States Naval Academy, Air Force Academy, and West Point in an unprecedented move by the Biden administration. I'm announcing tonight for the first time that I will not be submitting my resignation, and I will be joining a lawsuit to fight this. Here is the email I received right before noon today. I am writing to request your resignation from the Board of Visitors to the United States Naval Academy. If we do not receive your resignation by the end of today, which is right now, and they won't, you will be terminated. Attached is a formal letter. The letter says that the email states, on behalf of President Biden, I'm requesting your resignation as a member of the Board of Visitors to the U.S. Naval Academy. Lindsay, remember back during the inauguration when President Biden said, I'm going to be the president for all people, Trump voters, everyone else? Yeah. Where'd that go? Pretty out the window, pretty much, huh? At a time when the administration's dealing with, COVID, Afghanistan, the effects of Hurricane Ida, what are their priorities? Apparently, they're prioritizing flying to California to campaign for Governor Newsom and firing veterans from service academies. To put this in context, the Biden administration came into office and immediately ordered a stand down and a review for all of the military academies for some unknown, still unknown reason. For almost a year, we've been unable to meet, and then we get this email today. You have to ask why. Why would they want zero oversight during a challenging period where the academies are dealing with COVID, they're navigating funding issues? I wonder why. Maybe it's because they want to inject liberal ideology like critical race theory into the curriculum, and they want to ensure there's no pushback and zero oversight.
This is unbelievable, Sean. And White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki, she actually mentioned you by name during her press briefing earlier today. Watch.
The president's objective is what any president's objective is to ensure you have nominees and people serving on these boards who are qualified to serve on them and who are aligned with your values. I will let others evaluate whether they think Kellyanne Conway and Sean Spicer and others were qualified or not political to serve on these boards.
Lindsay, I've followed tradition. Press secretaries never comment on the previous press secretary or the current one, and I've respected that. I haven't responded to Jen or reacted to her, but she crossed a line today. She chose to bring me into this. So, Jen, you want to know about my qualifications? Joining the military and wearing the uniform of this amazing country remains one of my greatest decisions in life. For 22 years, I've had the honor of serving alongside some of the most talented, patriotic, and brave individuals this country has to offer. I'm a proud graduate of the US Naval War College. I've done multiple tours, and politics has never entered into my service. I've served under 5 different presidents of both parties. When you wear the uniform, you serve the commander-in-chief. We take an oath as officers to the Constitution, not to a party. Each of us chooses how we're going to serve this country. I won't ever question how anyone chooses to do that. I won't question how you choose to do that, Jen. But don't you dare ever minimize or question my service to this nation. You got it? These bodies have been free from politics and worked in a bipartisan way until today. This administration made them political. Not one Obama appointee on these boards was removed when Trump came in. Not a single one. This move has taken partisanship to a new level. Beyond me, you want to know who else some of those people are that got the letter that says that they might not be qualified? Former Army Vice Chief General Jack Keane, former Pentagon Senior Advisor Douglas McGregor, U.S. Army North Commander Lieutenant General Guy Swan III, West Point graduate David Urban, and then, there's Lieutenant General H.R. McMaster, who, fun fact, was fired from the board of West Point at 6 p.m. today and will, on this Saturday, September 11th, receive the highest honor West Point instills on its graduates. A little ironic, huh?
Hey, I'm Rob Finnerty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. Newsmax TV, where real news for real people.